a 74-year-old man collapsed in his bathroom. No stroke, no heart attack. His heart was beating, but his blood wasn't moving, all because of something he thought was harmless, something he'd done for 50 years, masturbation. But not just the act itself, it was how he did it, the habits no one ever warned him about. I'm Shi Heng, a men's health specialist with over 20 years of experience in guiding men, helping older men protect their circulation, restore confidence, and reignite intimacy without pills, shame, or risky procedures. I've guided retired Marines, former CEOs, grandfathers, and humble family men, and in every case, one thing kept showing up again and again. They had no idea that 4 common masturbation habits, once harmless in their 30s, had now become silent saboteurs after 62. Why? Because the older male body responds differently. Veins weaken, nitric oxide declines, and what once felt normal may now be quietly causing damage every time you think you're just relieving stress. In this guide, I'm going to expose the 4 masturbation mistakes that slowly block circulation, damage intimacy, and accelerate aging in the male body after 62, along with simple changes that can reignite your vitality and bring back the connection you thought was gone forever. And be sure to stay until the end, because the 4th mistake is something 9 out of 10 older men do automatically, and it may be the reason your blood flow is failing in the most important area of your body. Before we continue, if you haven't followed my teachings yet, go ahead and commit to this journey and stay updated so you never miss another tip that protects your circulation, your confidence, and your intimacy after 62. If this guide speaks to you, type 1 in the comments to let me know you're here. If not, type 0. I'm always listening and looking to serve you better. Let's start with the most common mistake, one that seems harmless but quietly puts dangerous pressure on your blood vessels every single time. Mistake 1. Rushing the act, triggering vascular panic. I've sat across from dozens of men, strong men, who look me in the eye and say, "Shi Heng, I just wanted a little release, something quick to take the edge off." They speak honestly, sometimes even with a little guilt, but what they don't realize is that this small habit, this quiet routine they've repeated for years, may be silently sabotaging their most vital systems. When a man over 62 rushes through masturbation, he's unknowingly triggering what I call vascular panic. Your heart rate spikes, blood vessels in the pelvic region constrict and dilate rapidly. But here's the problem. With age, your circulatory system doesn't bounce back the way it used to. The elasticity in your arteries is reduced. Your nitric oxide levels, which help open blood vessels, have declined, and the result? Sudden, forced surges of blood flow can overwhelm weakened veins and fragile capillaries, especially in the penis. It's not about morality or shame, it's about physiology. You may not feel it right away, but over time, this rushed stimulation slowly erodes blood vessel function. It causes micro-traumas. It leads to stiffness, where there should be flexibility, and fragility, where there used to be strength. The result isn't just physical. Men begin to notice a decline in sensitivity, slower erections, less warmth and response during real intimacy, and a quiet fear sets in. What's happening to me? They blame age, they blame stress, but the truth is, their body is simply reacting to chronic overexertion in a region that desperately needs care, not chaos. Rushed masturbation sends the wrong signals. It tells your nervous system to sprint when it should be stretching, and that stress response tightens blood flow, suppresses arousal hormones, and chips away at the very foundation of physical intimacy. Trust in your own body. I always tell those I guide this. How you treat your body in private echoes into how you feel in public, how you connect with others, how you sleep, think, and love. Intimacy isn't just about climax, it's about circulation, presence, and connection. And when you rob your body of a gentle process, you rob yourself of the vitality that makes you feel like a man. Now here's where it gets even more surprising. Many men who slow down still unknowingly make the next mistake, one that affects your blood flow without you even realizing it. Let me show you what it is. If you're still following and these insights are hitting home, type 1 in the comments to let me know you're here and paying attention, because this next part may be the most important truth no one's ever told you. Let's keep going. Mistake 2, masturbating with high pelvic tension, ignoring breathing. There's something subtle I've noticed in nearly every man over 60 who seeks my guidance with concerns about intimacy, circulation, or energy. It's not just what they're doing, it's how they're doing it during private moments. Most of them unconsciously hold their breath. Their shoulders rise, their abdomen tightens, their entire pelvic floor, those deep, hidden muscles around the base of the penis, locks up like a clenched fist. They think it's normal. It's not. This unconscious tension, this breathless, forceful habit during masturbation might seem harmless, but I'll tell you what it really does. It chokes off blood flow. It signals your nervous system to brace, not release. Instead of allowing your vessels to open and oxygen to flood your tissues, it creates a tight, restricted environment where circulation gets strangled at its source. Over time, that tension builds into habit, and the habit builds into dysfunction. When you stop breathing, you stop flowing. That's not just a metaphor, it's physiology. The penis is one of the most blood-sensitive organs in the entire body. It depends on smooth, relaxed blood movement, not pressure, not tension, not a stressed-out nervous system. But when your breath is shallow and your body tightens, your arteries constrict, your nitric oxide levels plummet, and instead of promoting life-giving circulation, you quietly suffocate the very intimacy you're seeking. I've had men look at me, stunned, when I ask them, "Were you holding your breath?" They nod, because no one ever told them how breathing affects their arousal. No one ever explained that pelvic relaxation and deep, rhythmic breath are as essential to a healthy erection as testosterone itself. The older your body gets, the more it needs cooperation, not control. Tension in the wrong places leads to long-term weakness in the places you care about most. The truth is, if you're breathing shallowly, clenching your body, and rushing to finish, you're not just cutting off sensation, you're training your body to treat pleasure like a threat. That tension creates a subtle war inside your circulation, and eventually your confidence pays the price. But even if you start breathing again, there's another habit that drains your strength in a different way, quietly stealing your drive day by day, even when everything else seems normal. And it starts with how often you're doing it. Mistake 3, daily masturbation without recovery, draining your libido reservoir. It's a quiet habit, a routine that starts innocently, maybe out of boredom, maybe out of loneliness, or maybe just to feel something again. For many older men, daily masturbation becomes a ritual, a way to mark the time, to relieve stress, to feel normal. But what most don't realize is that after 62, this daily rhythm doesn't just exhaust your energy, it slowly depletes the very system your intimacy depends on. Your body isn't 30 anymore. Your recovery time is longer, your testosterone rebounds slower. The blood vessels that once bounced back quickly now need time, oxygen, and space to repair. When you masturbate every single day, or worse, multiple times a day, you're not giving your body a break. You're draining your reservoir of nitric oxide, dopamine, and even emotional desire. And the symptoms, they creep in quietly. You might notice you don't feel as much afterward. There's a lingering numbness in your pelvic region. Erections aren't as responsive. You feel more tired, more detached, even a little disconnected from yourself. You may even feel a subtle resentment toward your own body, as if it's betraying you, but it's not. It's simply asking for rest. One man in his late 60s once told me, "Shi Heng, I just don't feel interested in real intimacy anymore. I do it every day, but I feel nothing afterward." That broke my heart, because his body wasn't broken, it was overworked. When you overstimulate without allowing time to recharge, you're not just dulling sensation, you're weakening the very circuits that generate arousal in the first place. And when those circuits burn out, circulation slows, veins weaken, connection fades. Masturbation should be a moment of connection, not a coping mechanism for emotional exhaustion. If it becomes compulsive or mechanical, it turns into a quiet thief, robbing you of the natural drive, warmth, and intimacy your body was meant to experience, even in your later years. But here's the surprising part. Even if you space things out and allow recovery, there's one habit that continues to hijack your nervous system, and it's not physical at all. In fact, it starts in your brain. It might be the single biggest reason so many older men today feel disconnected from real intimacy. Let's talk about that next. If you're still here and these insights are resonating with you, type 1 in the comments to let me know you're with me, because what comes next in point number 4 could change the way you think about your health and intimacy moving forward. Mistake 4. Using porn that hijacks the brain, starving real intimacy. I'll be honest, this is the hardest conversation for most older men to have, not because of shame, but because of the deep loneliness it uncovers. Many of the men I guide aren't using pornography for excitement anymore. They're using it to fill a void, to chase a feeling that once came naturally. But over time, that chase becomes a trap, and by the time they realize it, the damage is already quietly spreading beneath the surface. Modern pornography isn't what it was 50 years ago. It's fast, it's extreme, it's designed to overstimulate your brain in a way real life simply can't compete with. And what that does, especially in a man over 62, is it rewires the pleasure center of the brain. Your dopamine receptors become desensitized. Your arousal patterns shift toward fantasy, not reality, and slowly, without realizing it, your body stops responding to real touch, real closeness, real intimacy. I've had men sit with me, tears in their eyes, saying, "Shi Heng, I don't feel anything when I'm with my wife anymore. I feel broken." But they're not broken, they're conditioned. And that conditioning is disrupting one of the most important processes in the male body, circulation. Here's how. The brain is the command center for blood flow. When you constantly flood it with artificial arousal, you short-circuit the natural cascade of signals that trigger real-world blood movement. You confuse your nervous system, you shrink your emotional capacity, and before long, blood flow to the pelvic region weakens. Erections become unreliable, and intimacy feels more like a chore than a gift. The more you rely on porn, the more your body forgets how to respond to the human experience of closeness. And after 62, when every vessel and every signal counts more than ever, this detachment can be devastating, not just to your physical health, but to your sense of identity as a man. This isn't about guilt, it's about awareness. Your brain and your body want to feel again, but first you have to take back control. You have to reset those patterns. You have to reconnect with the kind of stimulation that restores, not robs, your circulation, your confidence, and your connection. And that starts with one decision. You must change today, because the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to reclaim what you've lost. You must change today. I've seen it too many times. Good men, strong men, who waited just a little too long. They knew something felt off. They felt their energy slipping, their connection fading, their drive disappearing, but they told themselves, "I'll fix it later," and later never came. Let me be clear, if you're over 62 and any part of what I've said so far feels familiar, you must change today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Change doesn't have to be drastic. It doesn't mean denying yourself pleasure or cutting off what makes you feel alive. It means shifting how you approach it. It means working with your body, not against it. And the good news, your body can respond faster than you think when you give it the right conditions. Start by slowing down. Make your private moments less mechanical and more intentional. Focus on breathing deeply, relaxing your muscles, and engaging your senses. If you're used to visual stimulation, try something softer, maybe memory-based arousal, or simply reconnecting with touch and sensation. This small adjustment alone can begin to retrain your nervous system and restore healthy circulation. Give yourself rest between sessions. Let your body rebuild its hormonal balance and regain sensitivity. Masturbation should never leave you feeling numb, tired, or disconnected. When done mindfully, it can become a tool for vitality, not depletion. And most importantly, if you've been relying on high-intensity pornography, consider stepping away from it. I know it's not easy, but the more you remove yourself from artificial extremes, the more you'll begin to feel again, emotionally, physically, intimately. Your brain will rewire, your blood flow will respond, and what once felt lost can begin to return. You're not too old, you're not too far gone, and your best years of connection, of confidence, of truly feeling like yourself again, they're still possible, but only if you act now. Change starts with a single decision, and it can ripple out into every part of your life, your health, your relationships, your self-worth. Because here's the truth I've learned after 6 decades in men's health. Most men don't need more pills, more pressure, or more secrets. They need awareness, a plan, and someone to tell them the truth. And in just a moment, I'll show you exactly what that plan looks like, so you never fall back into the silent mistakes that brought you here. Let's wrap this up together. Listening to Shi Heng's insights on the hidden dangers of certain masturbation habits after age 62 was a profound wake-up call. His message isn't just about a single act, it's a broader lesson about how our private choices shape our health, confidence, and connections. As someone who values mindfulness and self-awareness, I found his teachings deeply resonant, not only for men over 62, but for anyone seeking to live with intention and vitality. The 4 mistakes he outlined, rushing the act, ignoring breathing, daily overstimulation, and relying on pornography, reveal how seemingly small habits can silently erode our physical and emotional well-being. Reflecting on his words, I've drawn several lessons that I'm already applying to my life, and I believe they can benefit others too. The first lesson is about slowing down. Shi Heng's explanation of vascular panic caused by rushing through intimate moments struck me as a metaphor for life. How often do we hurry through tasks, conversations, or even self-care, thinking speed equals efficiency? His advice to approach private moments with mindfulness, focusing on gentle, intentional actions, applies beyond intimacy. I've started practicing this by pausing during stressful moments, whether at work or home, to breathe deeply and move deliberately. This small shift has helped me feel more grounded, reducing the chaos that often creeps into daily routines. It's a reminder that rushing sacrifices quality, whether in our bodies or our interactions. The second lesson, about breathing and releasing tension, hit home profoundly. Shi Heng's observation that men unconsciously hold their breath during private moments mirrors how I sometimes tense up under pressure. His emphasis on deep, rhythmic breathing as essential for circulation and arousal is a powerful reminder of the body-mind connection. I've begun incorporating mindful breathing into my daily routine, especially during workouts or moments of anxiety. By focusing on slow, steady breaths, I've noticed improved focus and a calmer nervous system. This practice has taught me that relaxation isn't passive, it's an active choice that restores energy and clarity. The third lesson, about allowing recovery, resonates as a call to respect our limits. Shi Heng's point about daily masturbation draining the libido reservoir after 62 applies to any habit we overdo. I realized I sometimes push myself too hard, whether it's work, exercise, or even social commitments, without giving myself time to recharge. His advice to space out intense activities has inspired me to schedule rest days intentionally. For example, I now balance gym sessions with lighter activities like walking or meditation, giving my body and mind space to recover. This has boosted my energy and made me more present in my relationships. The final lesson about the dangers of pornography was the most challenging but also the most liberating. Shi Heng's insight that it rewires the brain, disconnecting us from real intimacy, made me reflect on how modern distractions, social media, endless notifications can similarly hijack our attention. I've started reducing my screen time, especially with overstimulating content, and focusing on real-world connections. Simple acts like having uninterrupted conversations with loved ones or savoring a quiet moment in nature have rekindled a sense of presence. This shift has taught me that true fulfillment comes from authentic experiences, not artificial highs. Applying these lessons has been transformative. Slowing down, breathing mindfully, respecting recovery, and choosing real connection over distraction have made me feel more in tune with my body and emotions. Shi Heng's teachings remind us that vitality isn't about age, it's about awareness and discipline. These principles can guide anyone, regardless of age or gender, toward a life of balance and purpose. If this message has inspired you, don't let it fade. Hit that like button to spread this wisdom, share this video with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to stay updated with more life-changing insights. Drop a comment below, type "still standing strong" to let me know you're ready to take control of your health and vitality. Your journey starts now, so stay curious and keep moving forward.